King Solomon teaches us, Hanoch lenar al pi darko, that each of us as parents should teach our children in their own way, a great universal message that has guided us for generations. But today, do we as parents follow this advice? Do we allow our children to grow up in a way that suits their strengths, or do we try to raise them in our own images? Intuitively, we all know that you cannot fit a square peg in a round hole, no matter how hard you try. You can push and shove, turn it upside down and on the side, but it won't work. But how often do we push our children to do things they simply cannot do? Why do we seem to think that if only our kids would try a little harder, they would succeed in things they just weren't meant and they just weren't born and meant to do? Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, in his commentary on this week's Torah portion, Toldot, discusses this very point in the context of the great twins, Esau and Jacob. He poses the question, how can it be that these two men, born to the same parents, growing up in the same environment, and given the same education, end up being so different in who they are as human beings? He criticizes Isaac and Rebekah, their parents, for not realizing that each of them has different skills and capabilities, and blames them for the ultimate failure, that Esau's great physical skills he doesn't use as a tool to serve God. He comes out strongly against the assumption that every child needs to learn the same thing and in the same way in order to succeed in life. He advocates looking at the individual makeup of each child from an early age and trying to guide them in the best way for them as individuals. Rav Hirsch said these words over a century ago, but do we understand these words today? Have we internalized them? Or do we try to raise them, our children, in our image or in their image, in the image of God? Shabbat Shalom.